I'm Josh Gates, and this is Expedition Unknown. Welcome to Philadelphia, home of the 76ers. No, not the basketball team. I'm talking about the guys who in 1776 signed the Declaration of Independence and kicked off the American Revolution, pitting our brave patriots against the oppressive British monarchy.
But it's a little more complicated than that. It turns out the fight for independence was also a civil war in which Americans battled themselves. I was shocked to learn that 20 to 30% of the colonists wanted no part of this revolution.
Among those loyal to the crown was farmer Joseph Doun of Plumstead, Pennsylvania. When asked to sign an oath swearing his allegiance to the newly formed American government, he refused.
The Patriots branded him a traitor, confiscated his farm, and turned him and his 5 grown sons out onto the street. Homeless and infuriated, these young men became America's first outlaws, the infamous Doun Gang.
The Doun brothers, Levi, Malin, Aaron, and Joseph, were led by eldest son Moses. In direct opposition to their freedom-fighting neighbors, these turncoats helped the redcoats, establishing a clandestine network of spies for the British, stealing hundreds of horses, and robbing colonial tax collectors. Benjamin Franklin himself is said to have signed the Doun's execution papers,
though not before they allegedly accumulated a hidden stockpile of gold and silver that would now be worth millions.
To see if it can be found, a team of historians and treasure hunters is preparing an investigation of the gang's former hideout. And a historian has uncovered documents leading to a legendary cave where the Douns may have buried their loot. I'll be heading to the Doun Gang's old stomping ground of Bucks County, Pennsylvania. In 1776, it was a day's ride from Philadelphia by horse.
I'm taking a Jeep though, so should be faster. Let's ride.
From Philadelphia, I drive 30 miles to historic Newtown, Pennsylvania, where people clearly remember their local lawless traders. And it's where my search for the Doun Gang and their buried loot begins, at a place known as Tomlinson Farm. I'm greeted on the back porch by Doun Gang historian Annie Halliday.
Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
Pleasure. This is a beautiful old house here.
Gorgeous property.
Yeah.
This is a Bucks County stone house. You can see here from the date stone, built in 1769.
Oh, really old house.
Really old house.
Okay, and this was a historic farm that belonged to who?
John Tomlinson, who was a British loyalist and a principal member of the Doun Gang.
Let's talk about the Doun Gang. Why become a British loyalist in the colonies? What's the advantage for them?
I think the advantage is staying with the government that you've grown up with. I mean, they are of English descent. They arrive in the colonies in the 1690s. So for many generations, this is the only form of government they know.
Right.
Why break with that to join this other newly formed United States government that you have no loyalty to, you didn't vote for, and is sort of being forced upon you?
In order to become our founding fathers, the colonists needed money and an army, and their methods for getting them weren't exactly subtle. They coerced their neighbors into joining the revolution with harsh fines and public shaming. Traitors to the cause were even physically branded, and lists of their names were published in local newspapers. The Douns were prominently featured on one such list.
And that really changes things for them because it is published in the newspaper, they are named as attainted traitors, and their family farm is forfeited to the Pennsylvania government.
So they lose their homestead.
Yes.
Now homeless outcasts, the Doun family becomes the Doun Gang. Their illustrious criminal career kicks off with horse thievery and home invasions, and the Douns quickly become wanted men. But other British loyalists, like the owner of this property, John Tomlinson, protect the Douns. It's a crime for which he'll eventually be executed. As for the gang, they expand into bank robberies and espionage, as one document found on the farm demonstrates.
This was found here.
This was found here among John Tomlinson's papers after his death.
And what is this?
So this is an original hand-drawn map of the U.S. battalions in North Bergen, New Jersey.
Wow. This is the original document.
This is the original hand-drawn document dated August 10th, 1780.
So this is a map showing the position of revolutionary forces, and this map presumably would have aided the British in finding out where the rebels were.
Yes.
That is incredible.
It is.
This map is evidence of the exploits that would turn the Douns into local folk heroes to the loyalists. There are even stories that portray them as handsome rogues with near superhuman strength. Those are, of course, tall tales, but what can't be denied is the Douns' thievery, including a huge haul from the 1781 robbery of the Newtown Treasury. The heist made the Douns public enemy #1, and the gold and silver they stole could be worth millions today.
And that money has been recovered?
It's never been recovered, and potentially some of it could have been left behind here. Beyond this document here, this property has not been very well investigated.
We know the Douns used this farm as a hideout, and they may have even buried their stolen loot on the property.
These fields have never been searched? Well, that is certainly a lot of land to search.
Yeah, and it's not going to be easy.
To cover all this ground, we're bringing in a team from Pennsylvania Historical Recovery Services, led by their founder, Jim Bongiovanni.
So what does the Pennsylvania Historical Recovery Service do?
People call us to come out to their homes. We come out for free. We find relics for them, and then we give them back so the people can display and preserve them in the home.
I love that mission. That's great. And so here we've got this old colonial house. It was once a farm, right? As you can see, a lot of land here. So what would your approach be on a property like this?
We find that the concentration of relics are closer to the house. So what we'll do is we'll start closer to the house and then work our way out into the fields.
All right. And find bags and bags of Doun gang treasure.
Yes, because I know exactly where they're at.
See, I love this confidence. I love this confidence. Should we do it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right, go team. Let's go.
Go
Come on.
team.
The group breaks out their metal detectors and we start to scan Tomlinson Farm, hoping for a bumper crop of...
Hey, I got something, Josh.
Wait, already?
What do you got?
I have a big 1700s era button made out of tombac metal.
Button.
Which is,
What is tombac metal?
It's an alloy of tin and brass.
Yeah, look at that. And this dates to when, would you say?
That dates to the mid-1700s into possibly the late 1700s.
So we are in our target period here.
We are 100% in the period.
Wow. I was going to make a joke and say it's a Doun gang button, but hell, it could be.
Very well could
Absolutely.
be.
You know?
Definitely could be theirs.
Belonged to somebody working this farm.
Somebody working the field. It's a good find.
Really good find. Also good to have in case you lose a button.
That's right.
'Cause these will come in handy.
Put it in your pocket.
Here we go.
The button pushes us to keep looking for more, and Tomlinson Farm delivers.
You got something? These guys are fast.
There. Now we're on it. Looks like we have an old thimble.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, looks like it might be from the 1700s. See how it's smooth on the base there?
Yes, the base is smooth, and then you get into that hatch pattern.
That hatch pattern up top. So the older thimbles from the 1700s are smooth on the base like that.
You think it could be that old?
Absolutely.
Well, now we're getting into the period here.
It very well could be.
Right?
Could be Doun gang.
A Doun gang thimble.
That's right.
They did sow a lot of violence.
Oh.
Sorry, I'll be here.
I don't even have time to come up with another thimble pun before the team makes yet another find.
Hey, Josh, I think I have something cool here.
Yeah?
I think so. Not sure what it is.
Oh, look at that.
It's pretty cool.
Beautiful color.
Yeah, it's got the right color on it.
Time period?
Probably late 1700s.
It's got that look, right?
It does have that look. That cast brass.
But no idea what it is.
No, none
Some
whatsoever.
little decorative thing, maybe? What's the official name for that?
That would be a doodad.
That's a doodad.
That is a doodad.
That's a doodad right there. That's exactly what that is. I'm calling that the coolest find of the day so far.
All right.
Yo, Josh, I got a coin out here.
Found a coin!
Yeah, colonial era.
Dude, we just started. What'd you find?
Oh, you got to see this. It's a colonial era coin without a doubt.
Look at that.
It's really super thin. I'm pretty sure that's a King George.
I'm with a team scanning the grounds of a colonial-era farm for the lost loot of the Doun gang, a crew of British loyalists who robbed, spied against, and terrorized the Patriots during the American Revolution.
I can see a little bit of writing on it. Okay, what do you think?
What? Oh, yeah, that's a King George.
King George.
I can't get a date, but it's definitely a King George.
Great Britain had 6 kings named George, and each had their face on official coinage. No matter which one this is, it's historic.
Dude.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
You know who's really good with the years on these? The mustache.
The mustache?
Yeah, one of the other bills.
Are we calling in the mustache?
Oh, absolutely.
Mustache!
Mustache!
I didn't realize they called you the mustache.
Well, he does.
Okay, so there's definitely an 8 in there.
So facing left is King George II. And I see a 2. So it's definitely King George II. You'll see right up here in the 1 o'clock position, a Roman numeral 2.
Yes.
That's King George II.
King George II. The date range is?
Late 1720s into the 1750s, 1760s.
So this is...
Woohoo.
Woohoo. This is...
Way woohoo.
Way woohoo.
One thing is clear. When it comes to coinage, this mustache is a must-have.
This is old.
Very old.
I mean, to be clear, there is no U.S. minted coinage from this time period.
Correct.
It doesn't exist yet.
The U.S. Mint started in 1793.
Right. So this is being used as legal currency here in the colonies. But this coin, it sailed here.
Yes.
Yes.
That's unbelievable. So this predates the Doun gang.
Yes.
Yes.
But would have been in circulation when they were doing their robberies.
Could have been in his pocket, and they could have camped right here.
How about that?
That's pretty awesome.
That's unbelievable.
We've made a discovery that puts us square in the Doun gang's territory. And that's not all that's cropping up on this farm.
There we go.
What do you got?
Got a coin over here.
Another coin, worn smooth with age, can't be firmly dated, but is clearly hundreds of years old.
All right, you're making the rest of us look bad. Slow down.
What do we got?
What do you got?
Musket ball.
Oh, it's a musket ball.
Oh, and look, it's been fired. It hit something.
That did hit something. Got a coin? Hey, we got a coin here.
This field is producing more coins than most slot machines, but we're looking for artifacts we can tie specifically to the Doun's era.
You got a good hit?
I have a great hit.
Okay.
Yeah, we call it a banger.
You got a banger?
I got a banger.
Okay, we got a banger going over here.
All right. There it is right there.
Oh, coin.
Coin.
Hell yeah, it's a coin.
It's a coin.
Another one. Look at that. I mean, this is Field of Dreams. Got another coin.
Nice.
You got your magnifying glass? I definitely see 17.6. This style of bust is the young head. That was 1729 to 1739.
So that's 1736.
Has to be 1736. So that's a dateable coin.
That's a coin from 1736.
That's just under 300 years old. Is that worth a woohoo?
That's a woohoo.
That's a woohoo right there. That's unbelievable.
These incredible coins and artifacts are tangible proof that there is historical treasure buried on Tomlinson Farm. And this was just the first pass. We spend the rest of the day scouring the fields, the beginning of a process that will take months. The next morning, I'm back on the road, having received word about a promising new trail to follow. I'm off to meet with perhaps the world's foremost Doun gang expert, who's been chasing their story and their loot for most of his life.
So the most passionate hunter of Doun gang history is an expert named Clint Flack. And from what I've read, Clint might just have a very hot lead on where the Douns could have hidden their loot.
Clint is a curator at the nearby Mercer Museum, which people around here say is hard to miss.
I think I found it. I was told this was a museum. That is a castle. Look at this place. Wow. Check it out.
The Mercer Museum is a 6-story castle designed by Henry Chapman Mercer, a rich man with a lot of stuff and not nearly enough closet space. Completed in 1916, the castle houses his vast collection of early American antiques and pre-industrial tools.
Clint,
Josh,
great to meet you.
thanks for coming.
I'm like in awe of this place.
It's amazing, right?
How many objects are in this museum?
Over 50,000 in our collection.
And so among the many things that you have here, I take it, a lot of stuff on the Doun gang.
We are actually in the process of putting together a large exhibit right now on the Downs.
And I've read about you that you, beyond your job here, you have a personal fascination with the Downs.
I do. I grew up around here. My family's been here since the time of the Downs. And as a small child, I was obsessed with pirates. And I had an amazing librarian who took it upon herself to introduce me to Bucks County's land pirates.
Right, the real pirates of Bucks County.
The real pirates.
The tales of the swashbuckling Downs hooked a young Clint Flack for life. And now he's compiled historic court summons and warrants for the gang, as well as other priceless Doun relics.
So along with the paperwork, we've got some serious hardware here. What is this?
Why don't you throw those gloves on, and I'll
Okay.
show you one of our most amazing pieces.
All right.
So this gun was dropped by one of the Downs in a dramatic shootout.
This is one of their actual weapons.
This is one of their actual weapons.
This is the kind of thing that makes this story come off the page. This is real now.
Yes.
I mean, this is the hardware.
It bore witness to these events.
Totally.
Now, it's traveled through history to your hands.
That's unbelievable. Amazing. You know, weapons like this were used by the Downs to cause mayhem, to steal horses, but also to steal a lot of money.
Exactly. Including their most successful robbery. October 22nd, 1781, the Downs robbed the Bucks County Treasury.
Right, this is a really brazen robbery.
It is.
This isn't just taking a couple horses.
No, it is by far their most successful robbery, and they've taken all of the tax money essentially for that year.
On October 19, 1781, British General Cornwallis surrenders to George Washington, effectively ending the Revolutionary War. 3 days later, in retribution, the Doun gang stages a terrifying armed robbery of the Patriots' treasury in nearby Newtown. It begins with a home invasion, as the Downs break into the residence of John Hart, the treasurer. At gunpoint, they steal Hart's coat and a key to the Newtown treasury. One of the Downs, now disguised as John Hart, then strolls confidently down the street toward the fortified treasury building and its heavy door.
They unlock the door, they go inside, and they see the desk that's right behind you.
This is the actual desk.
This is the actual desk the Downs saw when they entered the treasury.
And the money was in here.
The money was in here. Now, the Downs had the benefit of having a key to the front door of the treasury, but they didn't have a key to the desk. It's
Right.
locked. So what do? They used a knife. They take the knife and they pry the drawers open. You can still see, even today, this desk has the witness marks of a knife blade.
That is incredible.
Once they get the drawer open, they encounter 1,200 Spanish dollars, 400 French crowns, and they take all of it.